Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, it's time for a prayer request. I want you guys to pray. I am seriously considering moving to Texas. I recently met a girl and we kind of hit it big, and I'm going to visit her in Texas. And while on this trip, I'm going to do a little bit of soul searching on whether or not Texas is a good fit for me. I'll probably tour some schools that I may think about teaching at and see how the culture is like there, and then see the culture in general in Texas. We got a lot of activities planned anyway. But one of my biggest disappointments about Phoenix, and this is something I'm going to have to watch out for to see if it is also true of Texas, is that people are hyper individualistic here in Phoenix, Arizona. What do I mean by that? Well, during my 3 years, especially during my first 2 years here, I had a lot of difficulty socializing with others. And instead of trying to help me, most of my peers, whether they be at work, whether they be in the community, in the same apartment building that I live in the same Airbnb, or the people that I hang around at the library, at the gym, a lot of people, instead of helping me, they leverage that as an opportunity to take advantage of me, right? So, whether in small ways or in big ways, right? So, I was living in Airbnb. It was like a hostel, and a lot of times I would volunteer to help people with various things, moving kind of chores, and so I think a lot of my neighbors leveraged the fact that I wanted to make a connection, have a little bit of chit chat, to leverage a lot of good uh, stuff out of me, right? Or at the workplace, a lot of my colleagues leveraged the situation in order to get good work schedules out of me, right? I had a colleague who took his kids to Disney, and then he could care less when I wanted to go see a solar or a lunar eclipse, right? Ditto with various meetup groups, right? Uh, I really got the sense that people leveraged. And then one of my colleagues, I don't think she leveraged anything out of me, but she used it for her entertainment. She kept getting my hopes up about introducing two of her neighbors to me, and then last minute something would happen. She was too busy, her neighbors were quote unquote sick, and I don't know what kind of game she was playing, but it was weird, and I'm glad I'm no longer seeing her anymore. Maybe it was a blessing that we don't see each other anymore. But that's that's the culture that we live in, right? And people take advantage. I was naive, I'll give you that, but people took advantage of the situation. And actually, a lot of people laugh at me that I finally put my foot down toward the end and asked for what I wanted. And so I got some of that back, but a lot of people made fun of me. You may remember last winter when I offered the reward for anybody setting me up on a blind date, because I just needed that jump start. I knew in my heart of hearts that if I went on that one blind date and I got to sit across the table from somebody and talked, either that was going to be the right one or I was going to make a good network out of it. You see, when I go to a group of 5, 6 people, and I have done that before, my voice always gets drowned out. I could sit at a dinner table with a number of people at a potluck dinner of some sort, and none of the eyes will look in my direction. And I don't know if it's a genetic defect or of some sort. Maybe our bodies apparently give off odors based on our DNA and biological matches, right? Maybe Asians don't bode well with the rest of the culture. But I knew if I got to lock eyes with somebody, I could do something out of it. That's what I was buying with that reward. But a lot of people, even to this day, people who know that I got success out of it still laugh at me about it. I mean, have they never bought something? What about some of my students who have to take calculus 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, right? Do I laugh at them for all the tuition that they spent, or do I congratulate them when they finally graduate from the class, right? I don't know. So, anyways, the reason I thought Texas might be better was that I was in Kerrville to see the solar eclipse last year. And while there, it was disappointingly clouded. And I asked the people at the field if they would look up to the sky and pray with me. And I introduced them to the Peter Dislike prayer. It's obviously a joke, but everybody went along with it. They did say other prayers, but when the other prayers didn't work, we all went ahead and sang Peter Dislike. I'll never forget. That will be one of the best memories I ever had. Right? They say when you die, all your memories come flashing back. That will be the best memory that comes flashing back at me. And obviously, a solar eclipse only comes once in a lifetime. Or what I do care about is what happens every day on the street, right? And I hope Texas will be a little bit more welcoming to me, and I'm willing to have an open mind about that next week, 2 weeks from now when I go there. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.